It started off as an interview show, celebrities, politicians, newsmakers, and we still have those folks in it, but we've really evolved it to about success and the American dream.
Catch up with you again this year.
How are you?
I'm good. It's been. Now, even President Bush, #1, was talking about it from the presidential podium. Let's give you a 360 view of business-style television.
What we're seeing is a lot of people who are very loyal to certain brands. So we have two types of blogs on the site right now. We have blogs that are specific to a brand, and then we also have kind of across the board, we have a blog called Fashion Fix.
You know immediately whether or not you have a hit that's going to make $100 million, $200 million, $300 million.
And our specific marketing model does better in a poor economy. And there's several reasons for that.
Well, I think The Apprentice proves that publicity is absolutely important to a small business.
The movers, the shakers, the groundbreakers of the 21st century. This is the Small Business News Network.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Keys to Success. With me is a guest host from San Jose, California, Roderick Thomas. Roderick, welcome.
Well, thank you, Mike. Welcome, and hello, everybody. We're glad to be here today on Keys to Success.
Well, we certainly are, and I'm certainly glad to have you here. You've got such a broad background in internet marketing, and we're going to try and tap into that today about some of the education that you can bring to everybody. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get to some of the interviews that we have. This is the Electronic Retailing Association. Now, the reason that this is important is because this is about everything coming together, even blogs and television and radio and all of the things that you and I have been talking about. Now they're coaching and teaching and promoting everything, and they're really trying to help people across the board to understand how important direct response is. So let me take you right now to the last trade show I was at, the E-Retailing Summit in Miami. What made you evolve that show? Because that's not really exactly how it started, is it? You kind of evolved the message a little bit.
The big idea, it started off as an interview show, celebrities, politicians, newsmakers, but we've really evolved it to about success and the American dream. And we find that's a fantastic space. Everybody wants to know about how they can get there, and it's motivational and positive, and it's doing phenomenal.
What made you believe that this would be a broad enough topic to take to the American consumer?
Because at the end of the day, everybody has an idea. Everybody wants to get ahead. Everybody wants to make their life better. You look at all of daytime television, it's helping folks. Why not at night? A little inspirational help for a white-collar audience. And everybody, whether you're somebody living in a small town by yourself or you're already a billionaire, has that next dream, and we're just trying to facilitate.
This logo represents the targeted nature of our advertising. In the coming months, you'll see this new look and feel incorporated into all of ERA's Marcom.
In recent months, we've put a concerted effort into attracting more retailers. That is, the folks who invest in and market those products every day. This has been by design because it is these entrepreneurs and companies that provide the economic engine that allows all of us to flourish.
This is a fantastic logo. As a guy who comes from the world of branding, obviously, I mean, it's really exciting what's going on with the organization. You guys have a new look, a new vibe. You guys are certainly in the center of the universe of where the world is going for marketing. I mean, everything in the world is going direct. More and more and more clients, businesses looking for immediate sales, immediate potential. And clearly, this is kind of the hub of everything that's going on as far as I'm concerned. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to have some fun. We've got two fantastic panels, and I want to get right to the first panel. Three incredibly fantastic business people that are really kind of setting the world on fire in this industry. I've had the pleasure of already meeting two of them on the Big Idea one. I just met for the first time today. You're going to really enjoy them. Okay, let's get right to our fantastic panelists.
The surprising thing that's happened to me in the last couple of years is I did a licensing deal with this company called Rooms to Go, which is in the Southeast, for furniture. And I had a big question, will people buy this from me? Will they believe this from me? And I mean, while I love decorating, like, I don't know what woman doesn't, and I've spent a lot of time decorating my houses because that is my refuge, especially when I was younger and traveling all the time, and now that I have a family, it's super important to have a comfortable home. But I wasn't sure, but you know, they had done all the research and we tried it. It was regional, so I felt I didn't have to come out with this big national bang, like, okay, I'm doing furniture, I'm the new Martha. And we let it build in this real way, and it's doing great, but that was surprising to me.
Yeah.
And then other things that you think maybe are going to be, you're not, it's interesting, and I'm sure you guys get that research on yourselves, like when companies do research on you and you read it, it's odd. One of the things like that people have a very strict idea of what they think that I would do and I wouldn't do. Like, it's like, she would never do that. Maybe the real Cindy would, but the Cindy Crawford, the brand or the image, would never do that.
Which is really what you have to play.
Yes.
That's the reality.
Which has been a challenge for me to realize that I can't, you know, because when you're a 25-year-old model, you just can make your decisions. Oh, I want to do that, I don't want to do that. But as I've gotten into business with companies, got the Ranker and this furniture thing, I have to now make decisions as a businesswoman about the brand, and it's hard, when you are the brand, it's hard to separate making, you know, sometimes those decisions, you're like, well, I want to do that, even though it might be a little risque or whatever, and then you're like, oh, we're big in the Bible Belt, we don't want that, those people.
I think the answer is you stay true to your brand, but you also push the envelope a little bit.
That's
otherwise it's no fun. And you know what, you can evolve your brand. You know, the mistake marketers make is they just play back research. Well, the consumer thinks of us as this, so we'll be that.
I've seen the market change for the better, and this is not the first time. You know, the economy is cyclical, and our specific marketing model does better in a poor economy. And there's several reasons for that. First of all, in a poor economy, one of the first things people do is cut down the amount of advertising that they buy. So advertising revenues are down. There's more time available, and therefore the stations start to discount the time. If your time goes down, and profitability becomes better, and we have the ability to launch more products. Also, at the retail level, retailers are all struggling in a bad economy. So what do they want more than anything else? They want that hot product. And the retailers come after us for the next hot item. You could find the product in a flea market that is doing extremely well in the flea market and not being sold at major retail stores. You can take that item with its track record and its small channel of distribution and now put on television and expand the channel of distribution.
There are a lot of similarities between the direct response television business and the movie business. Probably the most exciting aspect is the fact that we can test a product literally over a weekend and find out on Monday morning whether or not our client is going to be a multimillionaire or whether or not they have to go back to the bank or back to the drawing board. And of course, in the feature film business, on Sunday mornings and Monday mornings, the box office receipts come out, and you know immediately whether or not you have a hit that's going to make $100 million, $200 million, $300 million. So our industries are very similar in that sense.
I think all the acting classes that I've been taking since I was 16 years old with every major professional actor out there through now has helped me understand human behavior, how to interact. And you know, I get to think about the audience in a very different way. I spend a lot of time on HSN right now. We're doing really well with some hit products. But I think it's because, just like I'm looking at you right now, I understand who I'm talking to. And I think De Niro must have said, acting is not acting, it's reacting. But it's really weird reacting to somebody that you actually don't get to see.
Jonathan Noel, now you really were in on the launch phase of this industry because you were there for kind of one of the iconic moments in this industry, the launch of Thigh Master. You got into that real early on, you were working with them. Tell me a little bit about that experience, and was that your eye-opener into this industry, or how did you get into this industry?
Well, one of the fun things that we did with Thigh Master was Suzanne was very passionately involved with it from the beginning. Ironically, not a lot of people know that we didn't pay her any money up front, and she got it all on the back end. She got a net profit participation, which was significant, but it was all a result of how hard she worked on the program. And we ultimately ended up selling about 7.5 million units. And we took a lot of jabs from people, and a lot of we were being made fun of a lot, you know. And part of that was at first resented, and then we turned it around and turned it into a positive PR campaign, and essentially said we embraced it and said, you know, it was Suzanne's product, which it really wasn't, but everybody thought it was, and it took off. We were in the comic strips, and like you say, President Bush at the time broke his Thigh Master in the morning, and we did a lot of stuff on Jay Leno and David Letterman.
Well, I think The Apprentice proves that publicity is absolutely important to a small business. It took a guy like me, a country bumpkin from Idaho, that life was 10 miles to the left and 10 miles to the right, and now all of a sudden I'm Australia to Alaska. And The Apprentice was a prime example of media pays off, and exposure is something that everybody needs.
Now, you had one of the greatest business teachers in the world, Donald Trump. If you had to summarize what you learned from him about the keys to success, what would you summarize that will help generally anybody who's in America wanting to become successful? What do they need to do?
Well, I think if I were to summarize it, I would say branding is the key, swing for the fences, and if there's a brick wall in your way, don't go over it, go through it. And you just crush their resistance with your persistence.